see what else we got here. We still have our EJ trader in as well. All right, looks like we're good to go, guys. So if you guys have any questions, like I said, feel free to put them in the Q&A, and then we can go over, any pairs you want me to analyze, or any topics that you want me to cover. But let's start off with the first question. So the first question is from Woodrow. He's asking, what is your signal called on TradingView? My signal or indicator. These are my indicators here. So this is the K2 TS indicator. We also have, the K2 trend meter down here. And then we also have the two different K2SRs right here, which plots the nearest point resistance zones on the chart for you. This way, we can see where price is likely to reject. So you can see right here, price came up from this zone, pushed down here. Since we got a sell signal, came down here, rejected off this zone, came up. And then you can pretty much, you'll know exactly where price is going to be bouncing from if you have, these indicators. But you're not going to be able to access these unless you have an active subscription with K2. They're not public scripts. You'll need a premium subscription in order to access these. So let's see. So yeah, those are pretty much the indicators that I use for TradingView. I just use all the K2 indicators. That's pretty much it, nothing else. But yeah, guys, I'm still looking at US 30. I do have a buy stop set here for my personal account. On my FTO account, FTMO, I mean, it's still active. So I never exited the trade. Generally, for my FTMO account, I let it run to, full TP or stop loss. And generally, we usually hit full TP, and that's why, I just let it run. So I'm pretty much just gonna, wait for this to shoot on back up, and then I'll probably try to get a re-entry right here. Let me see how much time's left on the 4-hour candle. I think we still have 1 more hour. Yeah, so in about 30 minutes, I'll start scanning for new signals to send out for the next 4-hour candle. We have about an hour left, so I'll do a quick scan real quick. But if you guys have any questions or you guys want me to cover anything, meanwhile, feel free to let me know. Aaron, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna add you to the panelist. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna go down the list. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to stop me, because we do have some time until the next 4-hour candle. Still have an hour left. So I don't know if you guys are in odd CAD from earlier. If you did remove your stop loss during the swap spread, you should still be in it. I think half of us are still in it. I know the other half forgot to remove their stop loss, but it did drop during the swap spread and it bounced back up. So I'm just gonna be waiting for that. This is just our this was like our first. If it was to hit stop loss, that would have been our first loss for the week. We do have a bunch of wins. Aaron, do you have the results for this week or so far? Is Aaron at? Aaron, you there?
Oh shit, I was muted again. Yeah, we should be around like 150 or 160.
Or 160 pips right now?
Yeah, we're pretty good.
Yeah, cool. So we're doing fine, I think. Let's see. Let me see if I can pull up the results for today. I mean, we're doing pretty good for the beginning of the week. So let's see. We started yesterday, 25th. Okay, cool. So we started here. Let's see how many TPs we hit so far. It's only Tuesday. We didn't really trade yesterday, so these are pretty much just from last night till today. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so we've hit 11 TP so far. We just have 1 loss for 50 pips, which is not that bad because all of our other wins pretty much outweigh them. Our CAD JPY, we made 60 pips. That covers the loss from today. What else we have? We got our odd JPY hit 69 pips. Your odd hit 115 pips. We already counted the full CAD JPY. Your USD hit 50 pips. Euro NZD hit 95 pips. So we're doing pretty good so far. I mean, you know, it's inevitable. Like we're gonna hit losses every once in a while, so that's cool. But yeah, let me keep looking. Let's see. Keith's asking me. I know you don't look at S&P. I see a triple bottom rejection forming. So yeah, we'll check out S&P if you want. I see you have S&P, so we'll look at that first, and then we'll look at NZD USD since you're requesting those two. So let's just do that real quick because we still have time. I don't want to, you know, scan for trades too early because the charts still have a lot of movement from now until the next 4-hour candle. So let me pull up the S&P. I think you mentioned a triple bottom. Let me see. Which time frame are you on, Keith? If you don't mind me asking, if you want me to take a look, so I can, you know, analyze it on the same chart that you're looking at. So I'm looking at the 4-hour, and obviously, you know, my chart's gonna look different from yours. But if you're on a, you know, lower time frame, I can take a look at that. Let's see. CC said, did anyone take GC? Let me check out GCAD real quick. We were thinking about taking CC, so I have it lined up right here. I was gonna take it. Wait, did I call this? Aaron, did we call this?
It's still active.
Oh yeah, so actually I am in GC. So yeah, I'm still in it. Looks like you can probably, yeah, it was too close. I saw your chart earlier. I did see, you know, I think your support was somewhere around here near the TP1. Well, I mean, you know, it's been testing this area for a while. But let me pull up the SR real quick. Yeah, nothing's come up yet. Oh, I see it on the first SR. So the first SR is right here. It looks like it tried to come down, but it didn't come down yet. I think if we get a strong bearish candle, it might break right through it. So we'll see. But I mean, I'm still in it. I'm going to hang on to it because I think it'll start picking up a little later, closer to London. So I'll come back and take a look at that in a little bit. Let me go back to S&P real quick. Let's see, so Keith wants us to look at S&P. He's looking at it from the 5-minute and 10-minute. So I'll go to the 10-minute real quick. Let's see. I guess Keith saw a triple bottom. So let me chart this real quick. Rectangles. Small resistance. Looks like there's a lot of zones down here. So I'll probably draw a big zone. Cover this area. Okay, I see. I think Keith's talking about this area right here. So is this the area you're talking about, Keith, for the triple bottom? You just draw another zone right here just so we can see this. And then I'll just close this so it's cleaner. All right, so this is the, it looks like this is the triple bottom that Keith's talking about. Personally, I wouldn't classify this as a triple bottom on the 10-minute because it's not very strong. But I do see what you do see. If we did see this on a higher time frame, then yeah, it would make more sense. But since there's so much noise on the you know, the lower time frames, I don't really see this being, you know, a strong support area. It looks like this area was tested a couple times, so this is, I guess this is considered a zone from the K² SR. If I hide this stuff, yeah, it looks like there's a zone right here. So, you know, going off the SR, it looks like price is going to be respecting this area. So it might actually shoot up from here. But yeah, the problem is there's a resistance that's super close to here. So, I mean, you have to break through that. And then we have to break through all these zones right here as well. Let me go on the 30-minute because I don't really like charting on the 10-minute because there's so much noise on the 10-minute. So, you know, you're not going to get super strong zones on here. Yeah, it looks like there's no zones that have actually been established, but this zone right here looks like a really strong zone. So this zone that that this candle rejected off looks like the zone that it'll probably be bouncing off of. So it looks like, I mean, obviously it's in consolidation right now. So let me just draw a parallel channel. So, I mean, it's obviously in consolidation right now, but you know, what could happen is, I think once it breaks out of this zone, then, you know, we can expect it to either, you know, shoot up really high, or, I mean, it's got a lot of zones to break down here. So even if it does come down, it might, you know, come down here, possibly reject off this, or it might come down even further, test this zone, and then bounce off there. But you know, we're going to need some type of catalyst to actually, you know, cause some movement, because it looks like it's just been consolidating for the past, let's see, like since lunchtime, since the swap spread happened. So the swap spread happened somewhere around here, and then it just ended up consolidating. Oh, it looks like it's breaking below. So I'd probably wait for it to come down here. If it rejects off it like it did right here, then it might be a double bottom, and then, you know, you can probably see it shoot up. But I mean, who knows? There's so much stuff that's going on in the world right now where, like, I mean, if you guys are in the premium group, you guys saw, you know, the stuff happening in UK where they're defying the stay home order or whatever they have out there. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the world that could, you know, possibly affect, you know, indices and, you know, other pairs alike. So I would probably wait for some more confirmation. I'd wait for it to either reject off this point, you know, some bullish confirmation to shoot on up, or if it might break even below. Let me see on the 1 hour if this is strong. Let's hide this. Yeah, I mean, the next zone's going to be down here. Actually, let me go on the 30-minute. Was that even a zone? But yeah, this wasn't even the zone. So this actually isn't. Actually, yeah, it might come down further. That was just the small zone that we drew earlier on the 10-minute. But this is the actual zone down here. It hasn't even come down to test it yet. So actually, it might come down here, test the zone, and then it might bounce off. Because if it comes down and tests this zone, then it'd be double bottom. So this wasn't the zone up here. This is the actual zone down here. So this looks more more reliable for the support. I'm trying to see. Yeah, because this seems like a pretty strong zone. Because you can see here, you know, it's a clear rejection. If I take, let's close this. Yeah, so this is a lot. This is a lot cleaner. So you can see here it kind of consolidated through here. It got stuck, came down, came up, consolidation, came up again. It's coming back down. So this is probably what we see happening, you know, within the next, you know, couple hours or so. But we are in Asia session, so it's probably not going to move, you know, all too that much. But if it does, this is probably what's going to happen. And then I think if it breaks below, so if this bearish candle breaks below the zone, then we can probably see it come down even further. Because it does look like a pretty strong zone. So if it fails to, you know, hold price up here, then maybe you should take a sell, because let's see how many pips this is from here. So if it closes below, you know, you have a pretty good cushion for about, I'm assuming this is 100 pips. I don't trade S&P, so I'm not sure what the pips are like, you know, compared to US 30. But let me check US 30 real quick, because if this is dropping, shit, US 30 is dropping too. But we'll see how that plays out. I think I might cancel my buy stop just for now. So I'll just delete that. All right, cool. So it looks like the indices are dropping right now. I don't know if there's news going on, or, you know, something going on in the world. And there's always something going on in the world, but I'm not sure if there's any catalyst that's really causing this to drop. But if they are moving the same, let's see. Hide this. I mean, they're not necessarily moving. Let's see if they line up. Actually, they kind of do line up. So, oh, but this is the 30-minute. Let me go to the 10-minute real quick. Yeah, I mean, they kind of line up. It's kind of weird because the US 30 on the 10-minute lines up with the S&P on the 30-minute. That's a huge difference, but they look almost similar mirror-like. So they move the same exact direction. So if it does come down, and it looks like it's going to reject off this point, it looks like it might reject off, similar point for US 30. Let me just go to US 30 real quick, and then I'm gonna plot the support resistance just to see, where price is probably going to reject from. So this looks like a very strong support zone right here. So US 30 might come down to this support zone and then shoot on up. Because it's the same, same setup that we just saw for S&P right here. If it does come down right here and rejects, it'll be a double bottom, maybe even a triple bottom if you count this area right here. And this has been established as a pretty strong support zone. So I mean, it looks like it's going to come down pretty soon. So maybe in the next 10, 20 minutes, we'll probably see whether whether it rejects off this point or not. So I'll just keep this in mind. I still need to look at it anyways because I have this active right now. But we'll come back to it in a little bit. Let's give it some time to breathe and see what happens. And then, we'll see how price reacts once it gets near the zone. So I'm going to go over Keith's other questions. Keith wants me to look over NZD USD. So let's take a look at that real quick. Yeah, just keep an eye on this. I'll go back to this chart. So let's head on the 4-hour. I was looking at NZD USD earlier, so let's see. I don't know if I still have it marked up, but I was looking at it. There were a lot of zones here earlier, and that's why I didn't really call any trades this morning for NZD. I'm just going to redraw these zones just to clean it up. So it looks like, yeah, it's just a pretty good zone here. I mean, this is the only important zone because all these zones are too far down here, so they're kind of relevant at this point. But we do have a buy signal, so see how much it came up from here. So this would have been a valid K2 entry right here. I was actually thinking about taking this, but let me see, what time was it? This was at 2 a.m. Yeah, that's why I didn't take this trade. This would have been Aaron's call, but Aaron over here didn't call it. But yeah, so this would have been a valid K2 entry right here. And then, if you're following our 10 pip requirement, as price reached to 10 pips, you would have moved your stop loss and profit. So if you did take this trade, if you're applying the K2 strategy, the zone trading strategy, you would have gone out with some profit, but I was thinking about getting into this for a late entry at some point right here. So what I see happening is, so it looks like this is a pretty strong zone right here. So price did break this zone. And what we would wait for is we would wait for price to come down to retest the zone and reject off it, with a wick like how it did right here. So you can see right here, there was a triple top. So tested it once, came down, came up again, tested it a second time, rejected off pretty hard. As you can see right here, price dropped after this rejection about 223 pips. And then again, right here, it tested and rejected, and then it dropped about 62 pips. So if this comes down and rejects off this zone, because this is a pretty strong zone, then it would confirm it as the new support. So once it confirms it as the new support, you can enter, I would personally enter right here. So as it comes down, if it shoots on up, you could catch some momentum swing upwards, and then you can just ride that all the way up because it, odds are if it pushes down like that, it's going to have a super strong momentum swing up. So let me see what's the cushion between this area. Yeah, it's a pretty good cushion. It's 22 pips. So I mean, you won't get triggered too early. You can see if you have and this is a commission account. So if you're on a commission account, your spread's going to be about 2 pips. So this gives you about 20 pips for your trade to breathe. You know, price is going to have to break 20 pips before it triggers your order. And then once it does, it might come up and, you know, shoot straight to the TP probably. But I would wait for it to come down and test this zone for confirmation, because right now, you know, it's still up in the air. Like price can just come back down and break below the support, and then, you know, come straight back down. But if price was to reject off it, let me see if I can find an example where it rejected off it, just for, you know, for demonstration purposes for people who don't understand what I'm talking about with this rejection. Okay, perfect. So right here, so this is another zone. So this is kind of similar to what I see happening up here. Close this. So basically, what I see happening over here is kind of similar to what happened right here. So you can see price came below the zone, and then it came up. So it broke above the zone right here, and then it came down, and then rejected off it right here. So after it rejected off it, it boomeranged straight up. And then as you can see from this area, if you entered right here, you could have caught about 40 pips. And that's kind of similar to what I see happening here. So if price comes down, and then, you know, you get a nice wick like it did right here, a nice wick rejection, it'll probably shoot on up, kind of similar to what happened right here. So right here, it broke the resistance, retested it, confirmed it as a new support, shot up, rejected off this zone, came down here, rejected off this zone again, and then skyrocketed way up. So that's kind of what I see happening here. I see price probably coming down and retest the zone, similar to what happened right here. And if we get some nice wicks rejecting off that zone, we can probably see it shoot straight on up. So we can see right here, price came down, rejected off this. This looks like a nice, you know, rejection wick right here, and then it shot on up for, you know, 130 pips. So if you're looking to enter NU, then, you know, I would look for a buy bias. For one, because we have a buy momentum signal right here. So if you guys aren't familiar with, you know, the K2 indicators, these vertical lines right here indicate swings in momentum. So you can see right here, whenever we get a signal, like say we got a sell signal, you know, it swings down a little bit. This is like a momentum swing down. And then if we get a buy signal, it's a momentum swing up. So momentum swing down, momentum swing up, momentum swing down, up, down, and then again right here up. So since we do have, you know, the most recent signals a buy momentum, I still see some power coming on upwards. So let me see what the overall trend is. And then if you guys have access to the K2 trend meter down here, also the overall trend for the intraday on 4 different time frames. So I have it set to the 30-minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, and 4 hour. Since the overall trend is upwards, you know, it gives you more reason to have a buy bias. So if momentum swinging on upwards, and then you have the overall trend on 4 different time frames, you know, indicating that price is going up, obviously, you know, you'd be looking for buy entries, you know, versus looking for any sell entries right now. So yeah, that's pretty much, you know, my analysis for NU. I would just wait for some sort of confirmation of rejection off this zone, and then once it confirms that it's rejected, then, you know, obviously I'd see it shoot on up. So that's NU for right now. Like I said, we're probably gonna have to check on this in a little bit just to see what happens, because we don't really have a catalyst to enter this trade right now. You know, although we know trend is trending upwards, and we do have momentum swinging upwards, you know, there's a retracement going on right here. So we probably just wait for it to come down. It's going to be similar to what happened right here. So price shot up, came down, you know, a little pullback, and then shot back up. So that's probably what I see happening right here as well. So yeah, there goes NU. Next question is for Emmanuel. He's asking, what do you think about CAD-JPY? So let me pull up CAD-JPY real quick. CAD-JPY. I actually have a mark. So I was thinking about entering this for a late entry, which would be right here. We did get a signal right here at 6 a.m., but I didn't take it because it was too late. Price shot for about 15 pips already, so that'd be too late for me to enter this trade. But it's the same exact pattern that we had for NU. So you can see here, it's super similar. So you can see price broke this zone right here. We do have a rejection right there. You see the rejection off that bearish candle. So if we get a nice rejection wick right there, then we can probably anticipate it to let's see. Okay, we don't really have an example. Let me see if I can find another zone right here. Let's see. So we have. Now these zones are kind of relevant because it's too far down. But yeah, for KJPY, if we do get a rejection confirmation right here, then we could probably anticipate it to shoot on upwards. Because this move right here never finished. I had this set up here from 6 a.m. To if this was going to be a valid K2 entry, obviously we enter once price broke this zone, which it did right here. So right now it's like in a mirror retracement. So until we get extra confirmation that it's going to go on upwards, then I'd probably hold off, because what might happen is it might come back down, kind of similar to what happened over here. So let me see, price came up, came down. Yeah, kind of similar to what happened right over here. So we do have this zone right here. Kind of what happened here. So right here you can see price came up, came down to test this zone right here, and then it came down a little further. It didn't come down too far, but just enough, to stop people out. People had, if they try to enter right here, similar to what we were trying to do up here. If people were waiting for that rejection, like it did right here, but they didn't wait for that, follow-up bullish movement to, confirm that price was going to be moving upwards, then they would have gone caught in this little pullback right here. And, odds are someone else is drawing these zones right here. Their stop loss would have been right below. And then it looks like it went for a little stop loss run. So it came down, stopped people out, and then shot on upwards. So I would wait for extra confirmation here. Even though we get a rejection off this zone right here, I would wait for a follow-up or some sort of strong bullish candle to give you some confirmation that it's gonna continue on upwards. But this looks like a tricky pair right now. I probably wouldn't enter this until you have some sort of confirmation, for the telling you which direction price is going to be moving. Let me delete this. I think Aaron, did we have a KJPY yesterday?
Yeah, he hit full TP last night.
Yeah, so we had this trade open yesterday. We hit full TP. That's why I still have my stop loss alert right here. We didn't hit stop loss, so I can delete that. But yeah, let me see what the overall trend is. Overall trend is also bullish. So, odds are it's probably going to reject off here and shoot on upwards. And then if it does do that, then we can take this trade. But we're probably going to hold off until then. Maybe I'll call it for the 6 p.m. call. But yeah, there's no real catalyst to enter this trade yet, until there's extra confirmation that price actually rejects off the zone and it doesn't come on downwards to test the lower zone right here. So that's KJPY for you guys. Let me see what else do we got here. All right, we have one question from Emmerich. Emmerich wants me to check out GC. So let me go to GC real quick. I think we looked at that earlier, but let me pull it up again. Yeah, so this is the same trade that we looked at earlier when we just started. I mean, there's nothing really different about it. It's the same entry from this morning. It's just retracing a little bit. So I think you just need a. Hey, I mean, I think this is the one we talked about, right? You entered this one kind of late. You entered it about like 18 pips in profit. And this is why I don't recommend you enter trades late. There's a reason why I have an entry point. Obviously, if it's already this deep in profit, I wouldn't want you to enter the trade because you're going to enter with a 30 pip loss. So if you had just waited for price to come on up, you could have entered right at entry. But I still see it coming on down. The overall trend is bearish. We do have a bearish momentum candle right here. So I mean, you're just gonna have to be patient with GC because GC doesn't really move that much during Asia session. You're just gonna have to wait until London, for there to be some real movement. But I do see it coming on down. I mean, if it does pull back, farthest it'll probably pull back is going to be the zone right here. But I don't see it pushing up that far. Let's go on the lower time frames and see. It's basically just been consolidating for the past 5 hours. So the past 5 hours, it's been consolidation for the most part. Let me see if there's any zones that it might have rejected off. So, Amber, I don't think you have access to the K2 indicators anymore, right? Because if you did, you probably would have saw this right here. So price rejected off this zone, and that's why it came on up. So rejected off this area here, came up, but then now it's entering some heavy zones up here. So you can see right here, price came up and then it rejected off this zone right here. Strong zone. So I mean, there's a lot of zones for this pair right now. So it's probably not going to do anything until there's more volatility in the market to push price in a certain direction. So it's probably just going to be consolidating until London. So you'll probably see it bounce around before it determines a direction. But I still see it coming on down. We did have a valid sell entry right here. So if you were to enter this sell right here, I mean, it'd be the same position that we're already in. So I mean, you're probably just gonna have to hang on to that for a while, because as you know, we're in Asia session, and you're probably not gonna see too much movement from now until London, unless something happens in the world. There's always something that could happen. It's not like there's a clear road ahead. It's kind of just whatever comes up that could push price in a certain direction. But this is a pretty strong resistance zone right here. So you can see this candle actually rejected off this zone. So once price breaks below this zone right here, then we can be in the clear, and then we can probably see it drop even further to TP1 right here. TP1's about 50 pips away. So it looks like we were pretty close to TP1. Looks like entry was right here, and then it dropped down, about 27 to 30 pips from entry, which is, it's pretty close to hitting TP1. But yeah, if this rejects off pretty strong, even if this closes as a bearish candle, then we can probably definitely see it come down even harder. But like I said, we're in Asia, so you're just gonna have to give it some more time. But that's GC for you guys. I don't know did I share this, Aaron? Did I share this in the public?
I don't think so. Let's see. Nope.
Yeah, I don't think I shared it with you guys, so I'm just gonna share it with the public group right now. Let's see, GC. So if you guys want to enter this trade, I mean, it's still a good trade. I'll put it there. If you guys are in premium, looks like. Yeah, so I shared that with you guys if you guys want to enter that late. But yeah, there's not going to be much movement until later today, probably like in another 5 hours. So let me see what else we got. So that's about it for GC. Amrit, if you have any other questions, I mean, feel free to let me know. But it's the same analysis I gave this morning. I still see it coming on down. I don't see any reason for it to shoot on up. But it's just in a consolidation between these two zones right now. So let's see what we got next. All right, so next up, we've got a question from OnePlus. So OnePlus wants us to look at NZD-JPY. So let me pull up NZD-JPY real quick. All right, here we go. So the overall trend is up. You can tell right here the trend meter is green. So you can anticipate this to shoot on up, but it looks like this is the same analysis as NZD-USD. So it looks like it's retracing right now. Let me see if there's any closer zones. So those are pretty much the only zones that are nearby. So probably what we might see here is because price shot up, it's going to retrace on down to retest this zone right here to confirm it as the new support. So let's see. And it's not even that far. It's about 28 to 30 pips. So we could probably see this come down, 28 to 30 pips until London session or late Asia session, and then once it comes down and retests this zone right here, then we can probably, you know, figure out what's going to happen after. If it comes down and rejects off it, then we can probably see it come even farther down. So right here, you can see that price came down and then it had a nice wick rejection right here, and then it shot on up. So it came down, and then from this area to here, it came and tested the next zone for 56 pips. That's probably what's going to happen here. So it's going to have a wick rejection, not a body break right here. So you can see right here the body broke through the zone, and then you can see obviously it came on further. So if the body breaks through the zone right here, then we can probably see it come down and test the next zone over here. But if we get a wick rejection, like what happened right here, then we can probably see it shoot on upwards. So that's probably something to keep an eye out for. Let me see on the 30-minute if there's anything that we can figure out over here. Let me check the zones. No, there's no zones right here. So I do anticipate it to come on down and test the zone right here, because this is the closest zone that's closest to current price. And looking at the 4-hour chart, as you can see, you know, price generally goes from zone to zone. So if I turn on the K2SR, you can see that price goes literally from zone to zone. So if you guys have access to this indicator, I mean, this indicator is super helpful because you can see exactly where price is going to be rejecting from. So you can see price came up to this area right here. It rejected off this zone, came down, rejected off this zone, came up, rejected off this zone, came down, and then it just kept rejecting off these zones. Hey, James, I see your message. Hey, Aaron, can you text James? I'm in the middle of the webinar right now, so I can't really text you right now, James. So, Aaron, can you hit up James and help him out with what he needs help with?
I'll text him right now.
All right. All right, James. Aaron's going to hit you up, okay? Unless you have any, you know, specific questions, James, that you need help with that I can help you with, you know, on here, go ahead and put them in the Q&A. Otherwise, Aaron will hit you up, and then he can help you with what you need help with. But yeah, let's go back to NJ. So if you guys have access to the K2SR indicator, you can see that, you know, price generally rejects off these zones. So price came up here, rejected, came down, rejected, came up, rejected, rejection, another rejection right here. And then you can see this is the most recent rejection. So price came from down here, rejected, came up here, rejected off this zone, came down, rejected off this zone, came up. This is probably going to turn into a zone right here once price tests this area, you know, a second or third time. But until then, price is probably going to come down, test this zone right here, and then it's probably going to shoot on upwards or, you know, wherever it might go. But yeah, it's similar to, you know, similar to all the other NZD pairs. It looks like they're all doing the same movement right now. They're all retracing, which means NZD is weakening. So, you know, unless something happens that causes it to, you know, gain some strength right away, it's probably going to come on down and then test this zone right here. So it's about 70 pips away. It's about 30 pips away. So it's got some time. Each candle generally moves about, let's see, moves about 20 to 27 pips. So probably the next, probably the next 2 or 3 hours, it'll probably come down and test the zone. Once we have extra confirmation that, you know, it gives a wick rejection like it did right here, then we could probably see it shoot on up. However, if the candle closes within the zone like it did right here, we can probably see it push down even further. So I would give NJ some time before you enter anything. There's really no catalyst to you know, indicate what direction price is going to be going, because the thing is, price can come down and test the zone, or price can go ahead and continue on upwards. There's no specific indication that, you know, price is going to go one way or the other right now. Although I do have a sell bias, I do think it's going to come down and test this zone, but who knows? You know, it might get a strong boost of bullish movement, and it might just continue on upwards, because it was establishing higher highs and higher lows. So you can see right here, there's a low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And then right here, it might establish a higher low and then shoot on upwards. But yeah, until then, I'd probably just give it some more time. Let's see. So I'm going to go on to the next question. Keith said, Odd Cat is holding on for life. Let's see. So let me go to OddCAD real quick. And this was, we did go over this earlier. It did hit stop loss during, oh no, it did hit stop loss. So I'm out of this trade. I mean, it's not bad. It was a small loss for 38 pips, which is, it's not that bad because we're still up like 160 pips for the day. So, I mean, you win some, you lose some. So I'll just delete this for now. And then, I mean, it looks like it might be a good sell actually. So now that it's broken below the zone right here, if this candle closes with this bearish momentum indicator, looks like you can come down and test this zone right here, but then it's way too close. It's only 13 pips, so I probably wouldn't enter this because what might happen is once it comes down, it might reject right off it. So let me delete these alerts right here. So here goes our first loss for the week. Not too bad because we've had quite a bit of wins already today. And look, luckily it was a small loss. It was only 38 pips, so it's not too bad. Let me see what else we got here. All right, Keith wants me to check out UC, so let me pull up UC real quick. Aaron, did you get a hold of James?
Yeah, we're texting right now.
Okay, perfect. UC. So UC does have a sell bias. The overall trend is bearish. You can see it's red down here. But here, let me zoom out and see what it looks like. I mean, UC's been moving kind of weird lately. It's just, you can see just by looking at it, it's not really, there's no real direction for UC. I avoided trading this all last week, just because of the way it looked. There's no real clear direction here. So let me see if there's any other zones that are nearby. There's actually a ton of zones within this area. So let me see if I can. This is the main reason why I didn't take any UC trades last week, because there's just way too many zones, and you can see price comes and rejects off these zones at random times. It's kind of similar to what's happening right now. So it rejected off this zone down here. And then there's a ton of zones here. So there's going to be a lot of possible areas where price might reject from. But it looks like there's a double bottom that was established right here. So what might happen is it might come on up and then skyrocket from up here. I mean, the only problem is there's a lot of strong resistance points up here too. So this looks like a kind of this looks like a pretty strong resistance area right here, because you can see. I mean, I would just stay away from UC if you're thinking about entering USD CHF, because you can see here there was a double top and then it rejected off, but then it rejected off this bottom zone right here too, and then it shot on up, and then it came down, and then it shot on up, and there was a double top up here, and then it came down heavy. UC isn't really moving in a direction that you can really. I'm looking at these wicks because this is like crazy movement. Like the wicks here are so long. So I'm assuming these were like strong resistance points, or I don't know if there was news that was going on with UC, but generally pairs don't have crazy wick resistances crazy wicks like this, where it rejects off zones, and these wicks are huge. So if you measure this, yeah, these wicks are like 35 pips. That's crazy because price came up and then it rejected back down and then it closed off with a wick for 35 pips. I mean, it looks like it's kind of going back to normal here, but personally, I just, I only like taking trades and trading pairs where you have an edge. Clearly with UC right here, there's no clear edge because you don't know which direction the price is going. Although we have a sell bias here, price might reject off this zone and then shoot on up just like it did right here. So personally, I don't think UC is a good pair to trade right now. I mean, unless you have, you know, something that's giving you, you know, a clear edge as to, you know, what direction price is going to be going. Because obviously it looks clean right here. Like it looks fine. But if you turn on the K2SR, you can see there's a lot of points where price is rejected. Like, you know, if you don't have this indicator, you can't really see what I'm seeing here. Like this is basically telling you like this is a no-go. Because if you compare UC to a pair that's actually moving normally, let me see if I can find a pair. Let's see. Maybe EU. Yeah, see, like if you look at EU, there's going to be areas where there's, you know, obviously some strong zones where you should be avoiding. Like right here, you know, price came up from this area, rejected off this zone, and then you can see prices trading from zone to zone. Similar from right here, price broke the zone, and then there's a big area right here where you can trade. This is generally where I like to trade. I like to trade where there's no area, there's no price points where, you know, price has created a support resistance, because just by trading within this area, you can pretty much trade from zone to zone. So price rejected off this zone, and then it had this huge open space right here where you can, you know, catch some easy pips. So from right here to the next zone, it's like 40, 50 pips. And then again, from right here, from down here, it rejected off this zone, we got a buy signal, and then we were able to ride on upwards. If you compare, you know, this has an open and nice zoned area right here compared to UC. So if you go back to USD-CHF, you know, USD-CHF is a mess. That if price was down here, then it would be a good area for you to trade. But the problem with it being in this area right here is that there's so many areas where price can reject from. So the thing is, even if price rejects off this lower zone right here, it might come up and reject off this area or off this area, or even down here. It could, you know, consolidate a little bit within this zoned area right here. Let me see. So it might consolidate within this area here until, you know, it determines which direction to trade in. But yeah, unless you have, you know, unless there's something that you're looking at, or you have some type of catalyst that's telling, you know, what direction to really trade in, I probably would stay away from USD-CHF just for now until you're out in the open, because right now, you know, this just causes a lot of uncertainty, you know, in my perspective, because like there isn't even a trend that's been established. Like it just looks like it's been ranging, but in a pretty big range. So personally, I would stay away from USD-CHF just for now. All right, it's 5:44, guys. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A. Otherwise, I'm going to be looking for trades to call for our premium members at 6 p.m. So I have about 15 minutes to look at trades. But if you guys have any other questions, feel free to let me know. But yeah, just from now until then, I'm going to be looking up trades. Let me, I'm going to pull up US 30 real quick, and I'm going to see what's going on. So US 30 is still playing around right now. I know a lot of you guys are trying to re-enter this. Personally, I wouldn't re-enter because we're already in Asia session, and it's just oh, see Aaron. Aaron, why do you keep muting yourself, bro? Here, Aaron.
You hear me?
Bro, stop muting. If you mute yourself, you're not gonna be able to unmute yourself.
Nah, they must have just changed that, because at first I was able to unmute myself and mute myself.
All right, what happened? Aaron. Did something happen? Oh, all right, James. What's your question? I just saw your message in the chat. Or actually, give me a second, James. Let me scan for trades real quick, because we only have a 14-minute window right now, so I need to scan for trades before I do anything else. So let me real quick, and then Aaron, did you get a chance to help out James?
Yeah, I did. he's kind of busy right now, so I told him don't drive and text at the same time.
Oh, yeah, James, don't drive and text. I know you're working right now, so. James, can you give me trades maybe longer so I don't get in right away? I can. James, I send out trades. I mean, there's distinct times when I send out trades. I send out trades every day at 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. So, just make sure you have time available during those time frames, because I send out those trades at the same exact time every day. And I mean, the trades that I send out, you kind of have to enter them at that specific time. I can't give you the trade early because we're waiting for the candle to close for confirmation. So, I can't give you a trade before the candles close because we won't have the full confirmation, and, it's not going to be a valid entry. And that's why you kind of need to, be able to enter the trades at that specific time. But let me scan real quick because we have about 13 minutes for this 4-hour candle to close. So you can be prepared for some signals to come out within the next 13 minutes if we do see anything. I don't know if we're going to see anything because the market isn't really the market's not really moving right now since we're in Asia session. But if I do see something, then I'm going to send out the trade. Yeah, James, I can understand what you were saying. It said, can you give me trades maybe longer so if I don't get in right away, I can still jump in. Here, I'll unmute you real quick after I'm done looking for trades. So let me check out the charts real quick, and then I'll unmute you so you can just say it to me out loud so maybe I can understand it better. But let me check it out real quick. So CAD-JPY. Aaron, what do you think about CAD-JPY late entry right here? 65 pip move.
I think it'd be better if we wait for the next 4-hour candle to close. It looks cool though. Nice break and retest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm basing it off, because if we wait for the next candle, then by the time the next candle comes, it's gonna hit TP, bro. So, I mean, if we were gonna take this trade, we'd have to call it on this candle.
It should be cool at the buy stop.
Yeah, you think that's a good range right there? 65.8.
It's not too bad. It's good.
Check. Let's zoom out real quick. Yeah, because we can't wait for the next candle. Because if we wait for the next one, it's gonna be too late.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'll keep this in mind right now. Let me keep going down the list real quick. I'm just gonna go down the list and I'm gonna mark these if something that I feel should be called. Aaron, what do you think about EA second entry?
EA. Wait, that one looks nice as well for a sell entry, sell stop.
I'll stop.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, there's no other zone here, so let me see.
How many pips is that?
It's 136. Probably dropped to 100. Okay, 100 pips. So let's see. It could be good.
Yeah, it looks pretty nice. I see it dropping.
Yeah, because it is retesting right there. So, I mean, the main problem with this is that so this would have been the valid entry up here. So the main problem with that is that it already dropped. So, I mean, this trade could still be it could still be moving for full TP if we were to enter this trade, but it dropped already. It would have hit TP1 if this was the trade that I called earlier. Then it would have hit TP1 already because it dropped 50 pips. I don't know. I'll keep it marked, and then if I think it's a good entry, then I'll just call it. Let's see what else we got. Your CAD's stuck in that zone, so we're not going to take that. Your CHF stuck in that zone as well. EG. Let's see. Nothing there. And what happened to EJ? We like took our eyes off it for like a couple seconds and it dropped real quick.
It looked like the all the JPY, I mean JPY pairs had dropped. I don't know why, but that was kind of weird.
Yeah, it looks like they all dropped on pairs. Well, it looks like all the pairs kind of happened with a lot of them, even the NZD pairs. It looks like all of them are breaking and retesting right now. I mean, if this is happening with all the pairs, you might just have to sit tight until we figure out. Is there news right now? Let me check the news. See, I'm pulling up the news right now, guys. Oh, there's news, bro.
Which pair?
Oh, NZD. There's news like all day. There's news at 2 p.m. 6. That's probably what dropped on CAD. Okay, let me see. I want to pull up the news real quick. I'm gonna show you guys what the news looks like. So, yeah. And we didn't even bother to look at news today. There was news all day today. See, there was Canadian news at 2 p.m., NZD news at 4. So this is why everything's moving weird. I mean, we didn't even realize that there was news happening. So, well, I'm for sure not going to be calling any trades at 6. So, well, we'll hold off on that right now because Governor Orr is speaking. And he's speaking like all day. Aaron, did you see this?
I didn't even see that. Was random, bro. I didn't even see that.
He's speaking for like 3 hours. He spoke at 4, and he's going to speak in at 6.
Well, that explains the drop.
That's when it comes as surprise.
Even Canadian news, I didn't. Wow, that's crazy.
I don't know if this was on here earlier. I think it just got put on like last minute because there's no way that we would have missed this. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so this is why the pairs dropped. Obviously, I was wondering what the hell happened to Odd CAD because obviously Odd CAD was moving perfectly fine. Like it was I deleted it already, but it was moving up and then just reversed super hard. So there was high impact Canadian news at 2 p.m. Let me see, he has his hand up. Hey, David, you're unmuted, I think. Let's see, or I think you're muted yourself, but I unmuted you if you want to talk. I just saw your hand was raised. Let's see. So yeah, guys, there's a ton of news going on, so we're not going to call any trades right now. But that explains the drops that happened today. These random reversals. Yeah, we're going to hold off on trades, at least for like the next hour or so, because Governor Orr is speaking, and he can speak for a couple hours. So I'll let that play out for a bit until we figure out what's going on. I think this is going to correct on up though, so that should be fine. Here, let me see. Oh, no problem, Dave. David said my bad accident. All right, James, I'm gonna unmute you if you're available, and we'll see what we can help you with. Hey, James, you're able to talk right now, so if you are available and you still have that question, just let me know, so we can help you out with the the issue that you had right now.
Hey, what's up, Shawn, Aaron? My question is basically like the alerts or the signals that be given, you just about got to get in it right away.
Just today, because the thing is, this morning there was high volatility because the market was closed yesterday. But generally, I mean, you have a decent window for you to enter a trade. So let me go to the premium signals tab. I know all the trades this morning, though, they moved really fast. So if you weren't able to catch them right away, then you wouldn't have been able to enter them. But so let me go to the trades from today. So the first trade that we called, yeah, the trades yesterday too, they moved pretty quick. I know there's a couple trades that took some time to fill, like your USD that took a couple minutes to fill. But there were a couple other trades that weren't filled right away. The end took some time to fill too. But it's just really going to depend on the market conditions at the time. You know, because yesterday was a holiday, so once the markets open, you know, today and yesterday night, you know, price is just moving really fast. It was hard for you to really catch them.
Oh, okay.
But normally when we do send a signal, like something like this, like with GBP CAD, we sent the signal right here, and price didn't move for like a good couple hours. So you had, you know, 1 or 3 hours to enter this trade. But you know, obviously some other trades like US, it's really just going to depend on the pair. Like US 30, there's no way that you're going to be able to wait an hour or so to enter this trade. You're going to have to enter that quick. That's a high vol. That's a super volatile pair. Like something like odd CAD. Like odd CAD is moving kind of slow. It's going to be on a case by case basis. There's not going to be, you know, any specific. I mean, we can't really predict, you know, how price is going to move. But when I do send out the signal, it's going to be something like this. So let me just go to. Let me go to a pair where I could. Example. So let's go to your USD. Let me go on a different. So for yeah, so for something like this, like Euro JPY, I sent out this trade this morning, but you can see price is moving up and down from this area. So you could have entered this trade anytime within that time period. You would have just put a buy limit or a buy stop order depending on where price was when you entered. But this trade is still available if you want to enter this right now, James. The Euro JPY pair.
Okay, the ER JPY.
Yeah, EUR JPY. So I sent this. Let's see. Try to find out right. Yeah, so I sent this at 6 a.m. today, but it's still below entry. So if you do want
Oh,
to
okay.
yeah, so if you want to enter this, you can still enter it. Just put in this order right here, but put it in as a buy stop, exactly how I sent it out. And then when price comes above the entry point, then it'll fill the order for you.
Okay.
Well, I think that's
cause I was I saw some signals, and with me driving, I'm like, man, shoot, it takes me about a good probably 5 minutes to place a trade.
Yeah, I know.
Because and so I said, man, I think I just wait till he do it later. That's why I hit you up earlier today.
Oh yeah, about the trades. Are you driving right now?
I'm about to. I got 700 miles to drive.
Oh, man, that's a long drive for you, bro.
Yeah, that's gonna take every bit of 10 hours,
Yeah,
about 10 and a half hours to do it.
Yeah, no, definitely. But yeah, so I send out trades every day at 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. So probably around those times, just be aware. You can probably, you know, set alarms in your phone or something like that, just for you to, you know, be aware that.
Yeah. Aaron, hey, Aaron, put it in a message for me, and that way I can write it down, because I'm not gonna remember it. It's hard for me to remember what truck I'm supposed to be driving if I don't write it down.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, yeah, yeah. I think over time you'll, you know, the times will they'll just resonate with you because they're going to be around the same time every single day. So I think over time, that just the more you take my signals and you follow my trades, you're going to know exactly, you know, when the trades come out. But yeah, it would be best for you to just set an alarm probably 10 minutes before I send out the signal, just so you can be aware and have your phone open, you know, ready to take the trade at the time it's fired.
Okay.
Yeah. Nadi's asking, repeat the times. Hey, Nadi, so I send out my trades at 2 a.m., 6 a.m., 10 a.m., and then again for the PM time. So it's the same thing, 2, 6, and 10, a.m. and p.m.
2, 6, and 10.
Yeah, 2, 6,
2,
10 Pacific
6,
Standing
and
Time.
10.
Depending on where you guys are located, it might be a little different.
Yeah, Central Time for me. I think we're like an hour apart.
Yeah, I think you
Think.
guys are an hour ahead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for you,
So
it'll be 3, 3, 7, and 11.
3, 7, and 11.
Yeah, Naughty, I'm Pacific time, so you're Eastern. So instead of
No,
so
I'm Central.
oh yeah, you're Central, and then there's someone else in the chat. Her name's Nandi. She's on Eastern. So for you, James, you're gonna be well. I'll just base your time zone off mine. So I'm Pacific Daylight Savings Time. It'll be 2, 6, and 10 for me. So you guys can base it off, whichever time zone.
Yeah. 2, 6, and 10. That's PM or AM?
Both.
Okay, both.
Yeah. So it'll be AM and then PM depending on which time zone you're located in.
Okay. You can mute me back up because I gotta go in here and talk to these people so I can go.
Have a safe travel. Have a safe travel. Catch up.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna still listen in though.
All right, cool.
So the CB, the CB and CA is what the trade is. You said I can place.
The Euro JPY, so EUR JPY. It should be the last signal that we sent out, I think. So the signal that was sent out at 6:10 a.m. That's still available right now if you want to enter that.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm out.
Right.
I'm listening.
All right, James. Catch you later. Hey, Cece, did you enter UJ again? I mean, not UJ, US 30. It's back at entry. Oh man, it's shooting up. Might enter this right now. You've been in there. Yeah, no, I'm still in there with my big position too, with my big account. So I'm still hanging on there. It's crazy. I should have just entered up here because I was already up like 1,500 up here. Actually, I was up like 1,800. I should have exited up here and then just re-entered down here. But let me see. I might just enter market right now. Let that run. Yeah, because I still think it's going to come up and hit full TP. It looks pretty good. Nice rejection off this point right here. So yeah, let me enter this real quick. All right, cool. Looks like I'm in the trade right now. So I entered a 0.03. Let me set my stop loss real quick, just to be on the safe side. And then spread value, bro. I should have entered earlier, but it's okay. So let's copy this. Yeah, if you guys were in the US 30 trade from this morning, it's still active. So if you guys want to re-enter, you guys can. It just passed entry point again, and it looks like it's about to shoot up like crazy right now. So, okay, so stop loss is 24941.24. Hey Lucas, I just saw your question. Yeah, so no buy entry for CAD JPY right now. We're just gonna hold off on that until the news is over because it's high impact NZD news. So generally that'll usually cause price to spike. So just being safe, we're not going to want to enter that because price might spike backwards, for a set amount of time before it goes in the proper direction. But I'm just setting my trade right now for US 30. I've entered at market, and it looks like I have, let's see, for the most part, 949, 241. All right, cool. So I've got mine set up right now. I think it's set up. Let me see. No, 24941.9 stop loss, and then 24. Oh, no wonder. The TP is too off. 25241.9. There we go. All right, guys. So I'm in that trade. If if you guys want to re-enter this trade, it's still available. I think it's going to skyrocket to full TP. So I entered this with a 0.03 on my Hugo's Way account, and then on my FTML, I have 15 standard lots, which is equivalent to 0.15 on other brokers. Yeah, and Andy. So this, let me see if I can pull it up. It's the same trade that I shared, let's see, this morning. So yeah, it was actually shared at 7:31. This one right here. So this trade's the same one that we're looking at right here. It just never finished, but I think it's going to finish right here. I mean, I hope it does. I have a huge position on this. I think this trade I'm risking about 2,500. So, I'm anticipating it to shoot on upwards. So it should be good. So I think everyone else is still looking at this too. I just saw the chat and everyone's going nuts. Let's see. Yeah, if you guys are in the premium group, you guys will have access to all of this. But yeah, it looks like everyone's ready for US 30 to shoot on upwards. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that right now. Let me see if there's any other questions. But yeah, Lucas, no CAD JPY. But yeah, if you want to look at US 30, go ahead and take a look at that right now. I'll leave it up right here. You can see it moving on up. It's looking real good. Let's see what else we got here. So Nandi said, what's the best time for you to wake up to catch signal, specifically US 30? Nandi, so I don't know if you saw the video of me explaining my daily US 30 strategy, but I only trade US 30 once a day. And what I do is I take the first K2 signal. So if you're not, I don't know if you were in this in this webinar earlier where I explained what the indicators do. Oh, look at that. See, are you watching that, man? Look at this, bro. It just shot up how many pips? Jeez. Aaron, are you looking at this?
We're going crazy right now.
Well, it shot up like 500 pips. I'm up 100 something right now on my personal account. Man, I might just
replace that stop loss and entry. I mean, stop loss and profit just in case.
Yeah, let me move there real quick. Damn, that thing's shooting up like crazy. All right, let me move my stop loss and profit up here. I adjusted my stop loss. My stop loss is like literally at the current price right now. Oh, fuck, I got stopped out. Whatever. I got stopped out for 150. Not bad. You guys saw me enter this live. So I was in this trade for like 5 minutes, made 150 in 5 minutes. So can't complain. I also have my big position running too. So I don't think I can show you guys. It's on my phone. But my big position is in profit. Let's see. Yeah, my big position is in profit 525 right now. So I'll send that in the premium group real quick. Let's see. So I'm just gonna send this to and I pulled back kind of heavy right now. Check this out. I'm gonna post this in group. All right, now I can share it with you guys because I posted it on Telegram. So here is my profits right now currently for US 30, up 480. We're back. Yeah, it's not bad. So this jump, within a few minutes, literally in 5 minutes, you jump from my entry down here up to here. So if you guys are in US 30, profits might be looking real good right now. Let's see if everyone else. I mean, everyone's been doing pretty good today in the premium group. If you guys are in premium, I mean, you guys are all making a ton of profits today. Let's see who else is. I think we all shared them in the group earlier. So yeah, these are my profits from earlier today. 1,300. 1,000. This was my personal. So this is my personal account. This was, I was up a little over 200, and then right now I just locked in another 150. So today on my personal US 30 account, I'm up close to 400 just in a few minutes. I think a lot of other people were up too. So let's see if there's anything else up here. Yeah, computer's running kind of slow right now. Oh yeah, Ben said US 30 is looking real great right now. He's down 157 at one. I was too. I was tripping because I was down like 1,800. I was like, I should have just closed it out earlier, but I'm glad I didn't. So we're back in profit. I think people were posting their profits earlier. I think everyone else is kind of tripping out too, because yeah. So Kevin was doing. Kyle was doing pretty good. So CT was doing pretty good too. So CT was up, 700 today off our FX pairs. Kyle was up 542 off US 30 from this morning. I mean, everyone was doing pretty good in premium. So if you guys aren't in premium, I mean, you guys aren't required to join premium, but I think you guys can do a lot better if you guys are in premium, because I share all my trades there, and I'm pretty active there. So we're always covering, what's good and what's not at the time. But yeah, let me see if there's any other questions. Oh, Nandi, sorry. The best time for you to wake up to catch the US 30 signal that I take daily is going to be at it's going to be 6:30 my time. That's when I start trading it. So let's go back and show you what I usually do. So let's close this. So basically what I do is, where did this gap from? Sorry, guys, my computer is running really slow right now. So basically what I do is I wait for the New York Stock Exchange to open. So the New York Stock Exchange opens my time 6:30 a.m. You're on Eastern time, so that'd be 9:30 a.m. for you. So you should probably be up by 9:30, and ready to take my signal, at any time after that. So generally what I do is I wait for the New York Stock Exchange to open. So right here, 6:30 a.m. And then what I do is I take the first K2 signal that appears. So right here, once the stock market opens, we wait for it to move in its direction. And then once we get a K2 signal like we did right here, this is where we would enter the trade. So if I was to replay this back from right here, this is 6:30. This is when the New York Stock Exchange open. What we would do is we'd be waiting for the next momentum signal to indicate the direction of price. So right here, we got a sell signal, and what we did is we'd enter a short position as it closed and confirmed. We put our stop loss at the previous swing, which is up here. And then I generally round this, by the 500th interval. So since we're at 1,800, we're going to round that up to 2,000. So pretty much that's what our trade's going to look like. And then we pretty much just let it run until it hits, whatever TP. And then there it goes, it hits TP. And that's pretty much how the strategy works. So every day after 6:30 a.m. my time, I pretty much just wait for the first K2 signal to appear. And then that's where, I take the trade. And that's exactly what we did today too. So this trade was from, I think, Thursday. And then today we did the same exact thing over here. And then, so right here was 6:30. This was when the market opened. So we wouldn't take the signal candle as market open, but we take the following one. So right after this, we'd wait for the next signal, which was right here. And then this is where we enter. Yeah, it looks like everyone's doing good. David right now just said he made 470 today. So everyone, everyone in premium is doing perfect right now. So if you guys want to make profits and, be consistent with it, I mean, feel free to join our premium, because I'm there and I'm available, throughout the day. And I'm giving out my trades to our premium members. But but yeah, I mean, this is the main thing we're looking at right now. We also have the EJ trade that's going on. Let me see. EJ is also back in profit. So let me go back to the, I'll let US 30 breathe for a little bit. I know you guys are excited. I'm excited too. So let's let that hit full TP, because once it hits full TP, then I'll show you guys the full profit. I'm trying to hit full TP for, I think my full TP is about 2,820. Oh, look at that, guys. Are you guys looking at this? David, you still in this? C-Sig, you in this? Man, it just shot up nice. So yeah, our EJ is back in profit. I don't know if James is still in here, but James, if you took the EJ, you should be in profit right now. It's looking pretty good. But I mean, US 30 is super exciting. Like, I could watch this all day. Check this out. Aaron, are you in this?
Hey,
Man, you suck, Aaron.
hey, don't start. Do not start.
And you like to just watch the profit, don't you? Let's see. So it's moving up real nice. So when it was down here, I told you guys it was going to shoot on up, and that's exactly what happened. It's looking good. Because what happened was it rejected off this point. We got a buy signal, and it shot on up. So let's see how far are we from full TP. We're only 1,000 pips from full TP, and those are micro pips. So this could actually, I could see this spike up pretty hard and shoot for full TP pretty soon. Let me look at my profits are looking like right now. Okay, so I'm up 800 right now, 810, 825. You know, it's bouncing around that area. You know, I'm just gonna let it be. I don't want to jump the gun and cut my profit short right here. I want to get the full profit. So that's looking good. Our EJ is looking good as well. Aaron, do we have any other trades that are active?
I don't think so. Just EJ,
Oh,
US 30. And it was I think it was one more. AUD hit stop.
I think it's GCAD. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that should be in profit too. Last time I checked. Unless it reversed, I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's in profit. So all of our positions are pretty deep in profit right now. So if you guys are in the premium, you know, all your positions are looking great. So GC's look nice, EJ's look nice, US 30's look nice. You know, your entire screen should be blue right now. So let's see. So my next signals are probably going to come out at 10 o'clock since we didn't call the 6 o'clock trades. But I will be looking for any late entries if if anything appears from what we were looking at earlier. Yeah, let me see. So I don't think there's any other questions. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to put in the Q&A. Otherwise, we're just going to keep looking at what we have active right now, and then maybe call some trades a little later if there's something that comes up. But I think right now we're all. I think everyone in the premium is pretty much focused on US 30 right now, which understandable because we've been hanging on for this for like some time. Yeah, James, were you able to enter the EJ trade, the Euro JPY? The one that I mentioned earlier is back in profit, so I'm not sure if you got into that one. But if not, it's all right. Just wait till 10. If we do see anything down there, then I'll give out a new signal. But otherwise, I mean, it's 4 hours from now, so it's going to take some time. All right. I guess the news today helped it out. It seems like. Is there anything else here?
Hey, we didn't call EA, huh?
No, it was marked, but we didn't call it.
Yeah, EA is dropping as well as EN.
Damn, we should have called it. Let it go quick. Oh yeah, it's dropping heavy. Damn, we should have called that trade. See, Aaron, see what you did?
Don't start, Shawn.
And rejected right off that resistance, just like I was saying earlier. That would have been a nice entry. So let's see how many pips in profit it is right now. So EA is in profit. Wow, 25 pips. So we dropped 25 pips in about less than 20 minutes. That would have been a good entry, especially if you're taking a standard lot. That's $200 right there in 20 minutes. But I mean, it's fine. Trades come and go. So we'll wait for the next one. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, I don't think I see anything else in the Q&A, so we're just gonna hang around and see how everything else is going. Dweed is asking if we should re-enter your JPY. Is Dweed in here? Oh, he's not in here. Yeah. If you guys haven't entered EJ yet, you guys could still enter it. I just don't know how news might be affecting it because we do have the NTD news. Governor Orr is still speaking right now, so yeah, I'm not sure what will happen with it, but it's literally at entry right now, so that's still available. US30 is rejecting a little bit. I'm kind of glad I closed my other trade. Let's see. Let's see how much I made on my personal account. Oh, it was too bad. It was like 100 something. So yeah, total for the week, I'm up 500 for US30 on my personal, and then on the big account, I'm up like 2,000. It's not bad. Ooh, see what else we got. Let's see. Aaron, you looking at anything right now?
Not really, but excuse me.
Yeah, I'm just watching what we have because.
Yeah, JPY would have been a nice one, bro.
Which one?
Yeah, JPY.
Didn't we have that? Oh no, we didn't. That was from earlier, huh?
We're thinking about a second entry.
Oh yeah, I marked it. So CAD JPY and EA would have been some nice entries. Yeah, CAD JPY rejected off this zone like I was. I think I analyzed this for someone earlier. Like I said, price was to reject off this support right here, and then if you get a strong bullish candle, it's probably going to shoot up to full TP on this one. So this is looking real good. Yeah, I should have just called it, but I mean, there's just way too much risk involved because the news is happening right now, and there's no way we could have predicted that price is going to be moving normally. So if anything, we're probably just going to wait until 10 to call some signals, which is fine because we have a ton of wins for today already. So our trade quota has been met for my personal account. Profit's profit. The EJ still bounce around, so that's still available. Let me look at US30 again. US30 is looking fine. I just want this thing to hit full TP already so I can stop watching it. Looks like this is moving pretty slow. Let's give it some time. Let me check the news again. And I'm shocked that we didn't catch that news today, Aaron. That's a lot of news to be missing.
That was crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, unless it really did come out of nowhere.
I think it did because we would have noticed it.
Yeah.
CT's back. CT, do you still have your US30 trade open? It shot up like crazy since. So it shot up. See, so we started this webinar around. Nice. Yeah, so I re-entered somewhere around here when we got the bullish candle. So it shot up about. Wow, yeah, it shot up like 1,200 pips from when we started the webinar. See, Lucas is asking, you have to get Wanda to trade US30. Can you have multiple brokers connected to TradingView? Yeah, you could, Lucas, but the problem with Wanda is they don't allow US clients to trade US30. They do allow certain international clients to trade US30, but not US clients. So the thing with us is we have to trade US30 on a different broker. Like personally, I use Hugo's Way, which is it's not the recommended broker, obviously because it's unregulated. But I mean, it's as best as we can get. You know, if you're looking for a high leverage account where you can trade it with a small amount of money. Well, not a small amount, because you need at least 1,000 to trade in order to survive any drawdown, and for your trade to breathe like it did right here, to like bounce back and forth. But that's pretty much what we do. That's how I trade. I trade off MT4 on my phone. But there's no like all around Forex and US 30 and all the other assets that you can trade on one broker. It's just due to the US regulation and leverage. You could trade on TD Ameritrade, but I just don't recommend it, especially if you're not familiar with it. Yeah, like there's no US 30 through Forex.com either. So what I use is Hugo's Way, but I only use it to trade US 30 because it's unregulated, and due to it being unregulated, there's gonna be risk involved with your money and whatnot. Oh, nice. So James said he got his money back from Hugo's Way. Nice. Yeah, Hugo's Way is fine if you know how to use it properly. There are like certain times where Hugo's Way has issues with, server data, where like the data is delayed or their servers are down. Like today, I know a lot of people are freaking out this morning because the servers were down for like a good 10 minutes and no one could enter or exit their trade. And, everyone was kind of freaking out because, obviously if you have money in there, you don't want the money to go missing. So if you do trade on Hugo's Way or, any other unregulated broker, I don't recommend you putting too much money in it, just enough to trade on that account. Similar with me, I only keep a certain amount of money in the account. Yeah, Lucas, so you can trade US 30 on Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade. But if you're not familiar with the platform, I don't recommend you use it because it's a little complicated. I'm probably going to move to like a standalone broker to trade US 30 on TradingView. So the standalone broker for that one is going to be, I'll show you. I'm looking at TradeStation right now. That's probably going to be, I'm not familiar with it, so I have to do my own research on it, but that's probably going to be the, probably going to be the alternative if you want to trade directly on TradingView, because it connects to TradingView. So let me pull it up real quick. So this is TradeStation. I've never used it before, so I don't have any. I'm not familiar with it, or what the functions are. So I personally need to do some research on it myself before I actually move to this broker. But even if I do move to this broker, I'm only going to be using it for US 30. You can see that they carry stocks, ETFs, options, futures. US 30 would fall under futures, mutual funds, cryptos, and options. So yeah, this would probably be, if you're looking for a regulated broker, this would probably be our best option, since we're located in the U.S. But once I get more information on it, then I'll let you know, because obviously I don't want to recommend something that I don't use and that I don't know. I only recommend things that I know are safe and are good to use. Unless you want to gamble. If you want to gamble, you can use Hugo's Way. Just don't expect your money to be safe. So CT said, I think they will pay for your trading computer, or a trading computer for you. Oh, no way. Yeah, I think TradeStation is probably going to be my best option. I was looking at AMP Global, but like I said, AMP Global looks kind of funky. I don't know, maybe that's just how their website's just outdated. Let me see AMP Global. I'll pull it up right now. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, no, that makes sense. TT, so you've used AMP Global before? Like you've used it for trading US 30? Loading it right now. I'm gonna show you guys the website. The website looks super janky. That's why I was worried to put my money in this thing. Okay, it's loading. Let's see. Yeah, like I was trying to see how much it costs to trade on Global, and then I was like, wait, this website looks different. Okay, you traded ES and MQ, all commodities. Yeah, because I saw that you can link this to wait, actually this is a new website. Did they update this like over the weekend? I was looking at this on Friday, and it looked nothing like this. It looked super weird. Let's see, PCs. It actually doesn't look so bad now that I actually check it out. Yeah, this website's brand new. Hey CT, did it look like this before? Okay, cool. Yeah, so I might check this out. Stanley's asking if we're gonna hold it all night. I might. Let me see. Check. Ashley's also asking about US 30. Let's see. I do expect it to come back up. I just don't know how long it's going to take. If you've been following my US 30 trades, you know, they almost always hit TP. But like honestly, I don't know what's taking it so long for it to move in a specific direction. Usually it moves in a certain direction. But yeah, at this point, I just don't really care. Like CT said, he doesn't care either because you know we've been holding this trade for so long. Generally, we hit TP within a couple hours, but we've been how long have we been holding this for? I think nearly 12 hours already. Okay, yeah, so almost 12 hours. We've been holding this for about a little over 11 hours, 11 hours and 20 minutes. And I don't know, personally, it looks like it's gonna hit TP. So I'm probably gonna hang on to it. It's up to you guys whether you guys want to hang on to it. I mean, because you guys don't have the same, you know, risk tolerance as me. Like if I lose this trade, it's fine because I know I'm gonna make it back tomorrow, and then the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Because if you guys have been following my US 30 trades, we've only had 2 losses in the past 2 weeks. We've had I think 11 or 12 wins, and then only 2 losses. And then one of the losses was my mistake. On Friday, that was my bad, guys. I entered the wrong signal because I was chasing the momentum. But if we did, you know, if we were patient and waited for, you know, the proper signal, then we would have been good. But you know, unfortunately, I was chasing the momentum because I was following news in the morning, and then they were indicating that you know price was going to move in a certain direction. But what happened was on Friday they released some COVID news, and it ended up reversing price. And if we just waited, you know, for that next signal, we would have been fine. But it's fine. Let's see. So CT said, if anything, set a couple pips above entry. And oh yeah, no, definitely. If you guys want to do that, so like what CT said was to what CT said was to put your stop loss above entry, so you can just let it run. But if it pulls back, you know, you'll get stopped out in profit or at break even, which is actually a great idea because if you don't want to watch it, then yeah, it's cool. But you know, if you guys want to risk the full move, then you know, go ahead and do that as well. But if you do that, then you'll be able to eliminate your risk, and you won't be stressing over this trade if you decide to go to sleep or whatever. Bradley's asking if it's too late to enter US 30. Personally, I think it's too late. It's going to be a personal call whether you want to enter it this late or not. Let's see how many pips it's in profit. So if you were to enter this trade right now, you'd be entering this. You'll be in the hole about 200 pips, 200 micro pips. So, I mean, it's really up to you because you're going to have to cover the spread too. So I'm assuming you're on Hugo's Way. If you're on Hugo's Way, spread's about like 347, I think. So you're going to enter this trade in the negative about 500 pips. So personally, I wouldn't take it. But then again, if you have the risk appetite for it, then you know go ahead because I do see it coming to full TP. But if I wasn't in this trade already, I wouldn't be entering right now, especially if you have like you know a pretty wide spread. The thing with my broker is I have close to 0 spread for US 30, so you know it would make sense for me to enter this. But But yeah, personally, I wouldn't recommend you entering this right now. Let's see. David said, sleep, who sleeps? I know, right? Money doesn't sleep, so we don't either. I mean, I feel good. We started this week off pretty well. You know, we hit a ton of TPs this week. We had one stop loss, which, you know, was due to the news earlier. You know, that was also partially my fault because I didn't realize that there was news during that time. But I'm just looking at AMP Global right now. So this is one of the indices brokers that I'm looking at. So I'm either looking at TradeStation or at AMP Global. It's probably gonna be one or the other. Yeah, but I haven't really decided on which one yet. I'm personally gonna have to do, you know, my own research because I don't really, you know, I'm not gonna make a decision on a broker until I figure out, you know, what's best. You know, with regard to pricing and applying it, because I want to be trading it directly on TradingView. I don't really like using MT4, but I do use it because I have to. So it's probably gonna be between these two, either TradeStation or AMP Global. Once I figure out which one I want to use, then I'll let you guys know. But until then, looks like we're gonna have to deal with Hugo's way. CT said a good trader doesn't sleep. A great trader doesn't miss any sleep. Yeah, no, I've been trying to get my sleep on point. I mean, I'm sure you guys have noticed. I kind of get quiet once it hits, you know, like 10:30, 11, because I have to get up early in the morning for the US 30 trade in the morning. Obviously, US 30 is like the real bread maker for me at this point, because obviously, you know, US 30 is worth a lot more, and the probability of it hitting is it's, you know, it's crazy. It's super accurate. So you guys want to make money quick, just copy my US 30 trades. That's pretty much all I would do if I was to be copying. But if you guys can't afford US 30 at this time, then, you know, go ahead and take my FX trades, because my FX trades did hit profit target all day today. Let's see what else we got here. I'm just looking at the premium chat. So if you guys are in premium, I mean, you guys have seen this already, but I'm just trying to see if there's any questions that came in through here. Man, this is the funniest GIF ever.
No, man, for real.
That one always gets me every time. Yeah, so I'm gonna step away for like 1 second. We'll be right back. Aaron.
What's up, bro?
Aaron over here. See what's going on in the indices chat. Let's see. Yeah, we've been getting like a ton of scammers lately, bro. It's annoying. Like they just come and spam our page. Let's see. Did you take care of that, Aaron? Was there anything else left in the indices chat? I wasn't paying attention, so I wasn't sure if there was anything we had to delete. And there's too many messages. I'm not going to load. There's like 168 messages on the indices chat. So I'll just leave that as is. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A. Otherwise, it's getting close to 7, so I'm probably going to get off soon. But, I'm always available if you guys have any questions. There's not really too much to look at right now, aside from our active trades. So I'm going to leave US 30 alone. I'm sure that's going to hit TP at some point. So I'll let that be. EJ pulled back a little bit. GC real quick. Oh, wow. Aaron, did you see GCAD? Yeah, this thing dropped a lot. So if you guys took our GCAD trade earlier, looks like it's in profit. Let's see. Yeah, about 30 pips almost, 25 or 30 pips. Oh man, Aaron said his computer froze. Come on, Aaron. You gotta get off that Windows 95, bro. So where's he at? Lucas said, you think the FX market is going to be dead till the AM? Hey, Lucas, so the way that the market works, so our time from 1 p.m. to about 10 p.m. closer to midnight, that's usually the slowest, the slowest time in the market, because during that time is Asia session, which is the smallest market. And then it picks up again at midnight, because at midnight, that's when the European market opens. So midnight till, noon our time, that's going to be the busiest time, because that's going to be London, which is, one of the biggest markets. And then the US market opens at 6:30. So pretty much from 12 to 12 is going to be the busy time. And then from 12 to 12 nighttime is usually going to be pretty slow. So for the most part, yeah, it's going to be slow. Unless there's something that's, some type of catalyst that's pushing the market, like a news event or something like that. There was heavy news a little while ago. Let me see if I can find it. So there was news at 6. Governor Orr from NZD, from New Zealand, he was speaking at 6. I'm pretty sure he's still speaking, because it usually goes on for a couple hours, if not, an hour. And it's only 6:44 right now, and that's why we haven't taken any trades, because I'm waiting for this to finish before we take anything, because whatever he says could have a pretty big impact on the market overall, since we are within the New Zealand market as well. So right now, the markets that are open are the Australian market, New Zealand market, Japanese market, and pretty much all of Asia. So right now he's testifying on the financial stability report. Obviously news is going to be, for the most part, bad because of COVID. So that's definitely going to be pushing the market a little bit. Let's go check out the NZD pairs. Actually, he didn't even affect it that much. So he probably hasn't said anything too crazy, or anything to really affect the market. But when he does, then it's probably going to spike price in a certain direction. Oh yeah, no, I agree, CT. So CT said that it's going to get hammered because of the China trade. Yeah, his speech is probably not going to have a huge impact, because everyone knows that it's going to be bad news anyway. So either the market's going to get manipulated by the institutions, because everyone knows that the news is going to be bad. But like CT said, it's going to get hammered because of the China trade, which obviously makes sense, because that's going to have a higher impact on the global economy compared to however financials are doing in New Zealand. So I mean, yeah, there's not really much to do during Asia session. I'm sure a lot of you guys were aware it just was really slow. So even EJ, I thought EJ was gonna shoot on up, but it's just gonna move like snail movement until probably 10 once Tokyo closes. So I mean, the most exciting thing to watch right now is probably gonna be US 30. It's finally coming back up, so it's looking good. I'm so tempted to re-enter, but I also don't want to lose anything. So I'm probably going to hold off, and then I'm going to pull another withdrawal for my Hugo's account, because I don't like keeping too much too much in there for an extended period. Yeah, that's one thing. If you guys are trading on Hugos, I recommend only leaving X amount of money in your account that you don't mind losing, because you'll never know when something might happen with a broker. Like the data might be delayed or it just might freeze up on you. And then if it ends up freezing up on you, obviously you can't do anything about your account. Your money's just sitting there, or it's either gaining or losing profit depending on how are the market's moving while you don't have any control. Let's see. Yeah, so it's about to hit 7 right now. I don't have any other questions, so unless you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the Q&A. I'm just gonna hang around a little longer, but I don't really have anything to look at right now, because I'm still waiting for the NZD news to finish, because I don't want to call a trade and then price just moves in a weird way due to the news release, or like CT said, because of the China trade. So I'll hang around for a bit, and then I'll see if anything happens. Oh, nice. Nice little shoot up right there. So all right, Lucas, I'll catch you later. Yeah, hit me up if you have any other questions. I could hop on a one-on-one with you later too if you want me to break down anything. Bradley's asking, is FTMO legit? I just started FTMO last week. I'm about to pass my challenge this week, so I'll keep you guys updated if it is legit. I think it is. I don't see anything wrong with it, but who knows? I haven't gone through everything yet, and I probably won't be getting my withdrawal until next month. So once I figure out if everything is legit, then I'll let you guys know. But it seems pretty fine to me right now. I haven't had any issues with it. But yeah, I'll confirm with you guys once I do, figure out firsthand. But I think it's pretty. Oh, Stanley, your boy did. Yeah, I think it's pretty legit. Honestly, I think it's a great way to trade, especially if you have something that works, like my US 30 strategy. I just take this once a day, and it almost hits TP almost every time. So pretty much, you just need to win 2 or 3 of my trades, copy two or three of my US 30 trades, and then you can pass the FTMO challenge. And then that's pretty much all I'm going to be using the FTMO account for. I'm just going to be taking this trade once a day, and then I'm just going to max out my risk, and then pretty much just let it run. Because overall, the strategy clearly works. If you guys have been following me all month, and it's less stress, just 1 trade a day. It's a calculated risk. You know how much you're going to win. You know how much you're going to lose, and that's pretty much it. And the good thing about FTMO is you're not trading your own money, so I'm not really risking anything. I pretty much just take the same trade I'm taking on my real account, but on the bigger account, and then I keep 70% of the profits, which seems like a win-win to me. But yeah, it looks like I'm all out of questions for today. It was a good live trading room. I hope this helped. It is 6:50, so we've been on this live trading room for about 2 hours now. So I'm gonna go grab dinner, guys. But I'll be available. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the Telegram, or feel free to DM me personally if it's something specific. Otherwise, guys, yeah, I'll catch up with you guys later. And then I'll keep watching this US 30. So hopefully this hits full TP, and we'll see how it plays out. All right, guys, talk to you guys later.